Hello everyone, I will talk about geographical coordinates and how it use. It's the content of my presentation. You can see latitude, longitude and the coordinate systems grid, map coordinate system, find anything on Earth with coordinates, what is a coordinates reference system and spherical coordinate systems. Latitude lines run east-west and they are parallel to each other. If you go north, latitude value increase. Finally, latitude values range between minus 19 and plus 19 degrees. But longitude lines run north-south. They converge at the poles and its x-coordinates are between minus 180 and plus 118 degrees. Latitude and longitude coordinates make our geographic coordinate systems. Here is you can see latitude and longitude lines on Earth. A map coordinate system. You can give any location on Earth latitude and longitude coordinates. The field of study that measures the shape and size of Earth is geodesy. Geodesists use coordinate reference systems such as VGS 84, NAD 27 and NAD 83. In each coordinate system, geodesists use mathematics to give each position on Earth unique coordinates. A geographic coordinate system defines two-dimension coordinates based on Earth's surface. It has an angular unit of measure, prime, meridian, and datum. As shown in this image below, line of longitude have x coordinates between minus 180 and plus 180 degrees. On the other hand, lines of latitude have a y value that are between minus 19 and plus 19 degrees. The equator is where measure north and south. For example, everything north of the equator has positive latitude values. You can see here is north and where everything south of equator has negative latitude values. The Greenwich meridian is a zero line of longitude from each way measure east and west. In fact, the zero line passes through the Royal Observatory in Greenwich, in England, which is why we call it that is today. In a geographical coordinate system, the prime meridian is a line that has zero longitude. Most horizontal datum assign the equator as a zero line of longitude. The equator is where we measure north and south, whereas the Greenwich meridian or prime meridian is a zero line of longitude from which we measure east and west. Together, this line provides a reference of latitude and longitude that always zigzag into each other. This geographic grid gives unique latitude and longitude for every position of the Earth. For example, longitude and latitude. Coordinates are pairs x and y in a two-dimensional space reference to a horizontal datum, where a stripe of points not only has position but also has height references to vertical datum. In other words, the x and y value represent horizontal position, where the z value represent the vertical position. Geographic coordinate system use an ellipsoid to approximate a location on the surface of the Earth, whereas the datum defines the surface. The horizontal datum has a major axis, which is the longest diameter of an ellipse. Also, it has a minor axis, which is the shortest diameter of an ellipse. Finally, a horizontal datum has a radius that represents the position of the surface relative to the center of the Earth. What is a coordinate reference system? A reference ellipsoid is a mathematical method of the shape of the Earth with the major axis along the equatorial radius. A geographic coordinate system uses longitude and latitude expression in decimal degrees. For example, VGS 1984 and NAD 1983 are the most common datum today. Before 1983, NAD 27 was the most common datum. Cartographers write spherical coordinates in degrees, minutes, seconds, and dimensional degrees. For degrees, minutes, second, minutes range from 0 to 80. For example, geographic coordinates for New York City. Here you can see latitude and longitude, degrees on minutes and seconds. You can also express geographical coordinates in the decimal degrees. It's just another way to represent that some location in different format. For example, here is New York City in a decimal degrees, longitude and latitude. When you put the coordinates together as a pair, you can locate anything on Earth. Latitude and longitude for our coordinate system grid. Also you can express coordinates in different ways. For example, you can use decimal degrees or degrees, minutes, seconds. Thanks to geographical coordinates, you can point on Earth, such as a GPS receivers. It's a reference for my presentation. Thank you for attention.